Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here from the performance side of California, and today we're going to go over 3 main keys about that front leg that are going to be really important being able to maximize your overall mechanics. I see a lot of people that make different mistakes within their front leg, and I think a lot of that just comes from a lack of knowledge of understanding exactly what the front leg is supposed to be there for and what you're using it for. So the thing that stands out to me is that when you're landing on it, you want to make sure you're getting that foot down quickly. Right? You don't want to end up being too long in how the foot gets down. You want to be able to take that step, get it down really fast, and so then you can shift all your weight off your back leg onto your front leg. Okay, so you don't want to end up going and I see a lot of people do this type of stuff there, right? They want to be fairly quick at being able to get that front foot down. The next thing is that as you're transferring your weight onto the front leg, you want to be feeling all your weight to go from like the inside part of your foot as you're transferring all the way through to the outside part of your foot. So it's a whole progress of being able to go from shifting your weight all from your back leg onto the inside part of your front leg to the outside part of your front leg. And while doing that, there could be some movement through there, but you want to be able to keep it as stagnant as you can or as controlled as you can during the entire process. And then the last thing is the actual force that you should be getting on there should actually be somewhat upwards, right? So you're going to start a little bit lower, you're going to transfer your weight. As your weight's transferring onto that front leg, you actually want that weight to be going up and not too much down. I see a lot of times people will end up going, really trying to push it down. Even in my thought process at the beginning is that I thought you really wouldn't be able to push it down, but when you really understand exactly what's happening on that front leg, which is knee extension, right? In order for you to get knee extension, you got to be pushing up. All right, so that fundamental truth about being able to shift all your weight on your front leg and getting more knee extension means that is where the weight wants to go. And by actually pushing upwards in through that front leg, it actually helps you get a little bit more stability. All right, so I'm going to add a couple videos here so you guys can see it and really understand exactly what's going on.
Okay, so here's me actually throwing here, and notice with that front leg where when I'm stepping it, a lot of people that ask about where that front toe should be pointed. And the big thing that I just say is that you want to make sure that you're not crossing over with your foot. So the toe could be pointed straight ahead. It could be pointed slightly, off to the side like mine is. It could be pointed even more inside than what it currently is. But the big thing is that if I was going to draw a line between your toe or both toes, that should not block you off from your actual target. So if my foot was, here, then that would be blocking off my hips. So you can see here, I'm letting plenty of space open so I could bring my hips all the way through and get all of my weight onto my front leg, right? And so now looking into it, you can see that with my front foot, I'm really getting that foot down as soon as I can there to then make it so, and it's going to be a little bit longer depending on the throw, so it's natural if you're going to throw a deep ball for this step to be a little bit longer, but you still want to be able to get that down soon, so then you could really start pivoting and pushing off that back leg as soon as you can. You can't push off your back leg if your front leg's not on the ground. Your brain won't let you do that. If all your weight is on, is off the ground, in order for you to lift off a foot, all your weight has to go into one single leg. And so by it lifting up, now my weight's going here. So then in order for my weight to start transferring forward, I need to get that front foot down. Now once my front foot's down, now I could go in and transfer my weight. And initially it's going to be more on the inside part of the foot. You could see, here how all of my weight when I'm first landing is going to be first touching on the inside part of the foot there, boom. And then from there, it transfers to the outside part of the foot, right? And you can see the knees a little bit more inside, and then as my hips begin to transfer all the way through and be able to open up, now you can see that more of the weight goes to the outside part of the foot. Then I'm really trying to push down through the heel and keep my foot as stable as I can, right? Right, for me, it's difficult for me to keep my foot locked into place, but that's something that you really want to try to make as somewhat of a goal. You want to be able to have a lot of stability through there. You certainly don't want your foot to be moving all over the place as you're going through, but it is very hard to be able to keep it nice and stable. So just kind of being able to play through both and utilizing that to help you generate more force, I think is super important. And then the last thing you could see back going on to the front leg is you could see my leg is bent here, right? And then as I'm actually going through, you can see how it starts to extend as I'm going through. So there's some degree of pushing up really through the heel as you're actually finishing. And that's probably something that really when, again, you get into the deep balls, the timing of that is super important. So you need to be able to get all of your weight over your actual front leg. So you can see my hips are getting up over my front leg here before I start getting my leg straightened out. So when you're throwing the deep ball, a lot of times people will not let their hips get all the way through up on that front leg before they start straightening out that front leg. So it's important to be able to get all your weight going that way. And then once your weight gets all the way there, now you could start to extend within that front foot and front leg to make it so you still have a lot of stability there. All right, so those are going to be the three main things that you need to know about your front leg in order to throw the ball better. And if you guys have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them for you. Check out our 7-day free trial here with the throw program. Have a bunch of great workouts, have a bunch of great mechanic videos, just things that continue to help quarterbacks getting better here, especially during these troubling times. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll talk soon.